So welcome back, guys, to the Property Strategist podcast. Obviously, you can see there's an addition person in the room at the moment. He's gonna introduce himself, Michael. Introduce yourself, bro. Hey.
Yeah, so my name is Michael. I'm the brand manager for Property Strat. I'm also the program lead for SMIT and also the property sourcer for Property Strat.
Perfect.
And the episode today will be about group investing. We've had a lot of questions in our DMs about people wanting to invest with their friends and family and how they could go about doing it. So we wanted to do this episode to introduce the SMIT Syndicate program and let the guys speak about their journey investing together.
Perfect.
And how it's been successful for them.
Perfect.
How's everyone doing though? Before we get started.
Yeah, I mean, excited.
Yeah.
Busy.
Excited.
And all that stuff.
What
Yeah.
are you excited?
Just life. You
Just
have to be.
life.
You have to be.
If not, get you down, isn't it?
No,
I hear you.
For real. So man, but I'm good though. We're good.
Yeah, man.
Kenny?
It's like nice to be back, man.
Yeah, we love to see you, man. Love to see you, man. The legend is back. They've been asking the DMs, where's Kenny? Where's Kenny?
I've been here, trust me.
Yeah. Tell them about the update, man. You had an update.
Yeah, man.
I just throw man in like
I'm a
that.
girl now, you know what I mean? That's about it. So she's keeping me very busy.
Daddy's girl.
Yeah, that's it.
You're a girl dad. You're a girl dad.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
Shouts to you, man.
How about you?
Yeah, good, man. As always, keeping busy. Due a break, man. But we're powering through, and obviously there's a lot of exciting stuff we're doing. So excited to
Just getting on with it, really, innit?
Yeah, getting on with it, man. So yeah, it's been good.
I hear that, man. But yeah, guess we might as well jump straight in.
Cool, let's jump in, lads. So, just want to talk through all of your introductions into property together. So, maybe any properties you bought together, or any projects you guys did together besides Property Strat, obviously.
Yeah. I can.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the first business we all got involved in, obviously with property, was rent to rent. So we spoke about the idea of, if everyone knows the story anyway, these guys started their journey as a rent to rent business. I also kind of saw what they were doing, came out to Birmingham, did my own thing. But yeah, I think for us, it was sort of like me seeing that, I kind of wanted to get involved. And then, I was able to just kind of get involved in the projects and things like that. First deal that I got involved in was in Wolverhampton. So it was a 3-bedroom house with 2 reception rooms that we converted one reception room into a bedroom. And that was right next to Wolverhampton University, which was good at the time. But I learned a lot of lessons from that one.
Oh, yeah.
Just in managing that one. And I think from there, it's either, I feel like with property, you get hit by some of the punches and you say, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
Or you're going to get there and think, I don't want this no more.
This is long.
Yeah, so for me, it was like, keep going. And from there, it was just sort of like, okay, cool, where can we go from there? We started looking at some deals in Birmingham. And it wasn't till 2019, I think it was, we started looking at acquiring the first property. So yeah, that was the journey for me. Obviously, these guys' journey is a bit different, their origins. So,
Yeah, go on.
No, I was just going to say, because you were talking about your first property was a property in Wolverhampton. Was it one you did by yourself? Or did you partner with somebody? Or
Yeah,
was that and why did you decide to go either way?
Yeah, so obviously later on joined with these guys, but at the beginning, almost as a way to be, almost not say prove myself or, you know what I'm trying to say, but I'm one of the people, I'm not going to wait for no one in it. So I ended up starting, but the capital to go for myself, I think it was altogether like 4K. I think I had about 2 at the time. So I had a business partner, or just a friend of mine, just basically say, look, I'll funny enough, it came through you.
Yeah.
But it was like, I heard he wants to do it as well. You two should join together. Boom. So that's how I was able to get into the first one with him. So just a friend of mine from uni, he put 2K, I put 2K down, got the first deal. And then, from there, it was just sort of like, okay, getting the learnings around this. And then, started to develop from there, really.
Was you not skeptical, like joining with somebody else?
You
just had the money and you thought...
Yeah, for obviously, I think back now, obviously, I don't really see it like that. Obviously, I guess that's the first business partner in property, I guess. But no, it was just, friends, similar mindset. We grew up in the same area, a bit like us lot. Like, we grew up in the same area, but you see all the nonsense going on, but you can still have...
Serious.
You can still know they're all serious, innit? And level-headed and stuff like that. So that's what it was, really. And he just said, look, I can put my money in. I won't be able to kind of go up and down, but I'll give you the funds, but you have to go around, do everything like that. So I said, cool, I can do that. And then, that's what it was. And that one ran successfully for a few years. And then we let it go. Yeah, that was me.
Looking back, would you have done anything differently? Like in regards to, some people might say roles and responsibilities. Obviously, we're still going to talk about the pros and cons in a bit, but I don't know if that was clear or if you cared about that back then. Like who's doing what? How was that?
No, I think, yeah. Looking back, I think it's very important to have clear roles and responsibilities. At the beginning, you're just excited, innit? So you're just like,
he's got the money.
He's like, oh, you're gonna give me the money? All right, cool.
cool.
Oh, yeah, then all right, cool. Let's run it. But obviously, we were both living in London at the time before I moved back. I moved down to Birmingham or the West Midlands. So at the time, it was sort of like I'm managing day-to-day stuff. I think I'm sort of that way inclined anyway. I'll just kind of just be like, all right, cool, I'll just pick it up. But obviously, as I've got more mature, done more business deals, yeah, 100%. Contracts in place, like roles and responsibility clearly outlined in terms of what to expect from me, what to expect from them. So that's probably something I would have done differently, but I guess that's part of the process, innit? I won't know that until I go through that and I would have done that. So yeah. But yeah, what about you guys? Starting your rent-to-rent business at the beginning?
Yeah, I
Obviously,
think I won't take away from Goke's story, but I think for us, when we initially started, we partnered up just because it's like we didn't have funds like that readily available. Throwing around. So I think we borrowed money from your cousin.
Damn,
Yeah, we borrowed money from your cousin and that helped us to refurb it. So I think it was like 3K or something.
Like that.
So just to be clear, this was a purchase, not
No, that was rent to rent. Yeah.
So we were managing it basically, but then in order for us to do that, we also needed to fix it up. Like we had to really sweeten the deal because it was a nice deal. It was in Southeast London. It was a 5-bed HMO with a studio at the bottom. So, I think they wanted, 2K a month, which was nothing back then. So easily you could make that from like
couple rooms,
like three rooms, and still have some money. So yeah, so I remember we did that. We borrowed the money, fixed it up, got some tenants in there. Took a bit longer than we wanted to, but it was still quite quick. And then we were able to pay his cousin back. And then from there, we got some more in Wolverhampton. That was the first one. And then I think we got... And then after that...
it snowballed two at the same people.
And I think that's how it happened. But in terms of my personal journey, with that was cool. But then I also purchased, me and my twin sister... We purchased...
Oh, you're a twin kid? I'm just sorry.
Me and my sister, we purchased our mum's house, which obviously gave her some money and made us the owners of it. From there, what's that process called? Concessionary purchase.
Yeah.
What it's called. And I think at the time, Goke even told me about it because he'd heard of it, and then I did some research.
From your brother, you know?
Yeah.
I can see how it goes 360. I heard it from Akin's brother did it.
From his brother, Goke told me. And he kind of told me in passing. He didn't really he was just say, have you heard of this thing? I thought, okay, let's go into it. And so that worked out good. And then obviously met my missus. She already had a property. So we used equity from this, and from her, she sold hers, and then we got the property that we now live in East London, which is nice. So yeah, like that was my personal journey. And I've also still got some properties that I like manage, but it's not rent to rent. This is strictly management, where I'm just paid 10% of what the rent is, basically. So yeah, that was in a nutshell. That's what I've done.
Yeah. So mine's quite similar in a sense, because obviously clearly Kenny kind of started this group investing quite early. Obviously, Mrs. blah blah blah. So with me, after I got my first property, my goal was to like build a property empire and get a few more. Obviously, the bank account wasn't matching up with that. So the first thing I thought of was, okay, I need to do the whole rent to rent thing. Hence why I didn't want to do it by myself, because I knew that I didn't have enough capital to, grow as quickly as I want to. B, it's just nicer for me when you're working with someone else, because you've got someone else's finance to, depend on. You've got someone else to cry to, you know what I'm saying? Not literally, but just someone else to feel sorry for you when you're going through it. And then I guess for me, after that was like, okay, cool. We started a rent-to-rent company, started building that. And I thought, okay, I still need to get the next property. What do I do? That's when I linked up with my missus then, so my girl then, my missus now, and to kind of buy a property together, because she was introduced to property quite early. for my parents and stuff like that. So for me, I was like, okay, I've got my own, you've got your own. We both want to grow our property empire. So can we come together and buy something? And then that was when, you know, we came together, put money together, and then we bought a property. I think for me, that stage, that process there, because it went so well, because, you know, we got the property and we still got the property till today, it kind of triggered something in me, which was, you know, it's actually makes sense joining up with people to buy if you want to go for like far, like, or quickly. So for me, a lot of properties, you know, I've bought previously, or a lot of deals I've done, I'm more than happy to kind of share the pie with people and kind of bring people on board or work with people or JV with people, because at the end of the day, it's, for me, a risk management, because, you know, I'm not having to come up with, say, 100K in comparison to, you know, coming up with 50K and someone else coming up with 50. Or there's been times we've done, you know, like bought like HMOs with like 3 of us. Everyone's putting in, you know, their individual, you know, amount of money and stuff like that. So yeah, so my introduction was that, and then from that I've just kind of learned, obviously I've got property by myself, but I've kind of learned the impact of working with other people and just trying to purchase with them, because then you kind of grow quicker as well. Yes, you share, you know, the profits, but at the same time you share the sources as well. Like there might be people they know, do you know what I'm saying, that I don't know, or things, you know, they know that I don't know. So so I think that's really helped me, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. Let's talk through the emotional side of investing with loved ones, because obviously that can come with negative.
For real, boy.
Imagine, so
for real.
Yeah,
for real.
Very deep.
Yeah. For me, obviously, I like to see myself as a very laid back guy. Like, I don't let things stress me too much, right? The stress happens, but I don't react in my head. I'm getting mad in my head, but I'm like controlled. Whereas the other, let's say somebody else I might have invested with, I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm not going to say male or female, but let's say somebody else I might have invested with, more, let's get it done now, like, let's get it done. Whereas I'm like, no, let's get it done, yes, but let's get it done properly. Like, and then there can be a clash, because, for example, something as simple as the broker wants you to send a list of, you know, your income and outgoings and blah, 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 blah. Okay, just have you sent it? Oh no, like, I need time to look at this properly and make sure it's done properly. Yeah, but you're wasting time. So it's things like that, I think, could cause people to butt heads as well. Lack of not having roles and responsibilities as well. Again, that, for example, I'm trying to do a refinance at the moment, right? Emails will come in, you're thinking, so who's going to respond to that? Like, just find out who's going to respond, kind of thing. So it's just stuff like that, just knowing this is what you're meant to do. This is what you focus on, that I focus on this. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think, that's one of the things.
Personally, I haven't, like, I don't have any personal horror stories. Do you know what I'm saying? But I've heard some things, and I can see why things might not work for some people. So it's just like Goke said, like, if your personalities are gonna clash, like, I just think just know what you're good at, and know what the other person's good at, and how you can work together with those, you know, like, knowing that. So let's say you're someone who's good at admin, and, you know, the other person doesn't look at their email for the, you know, every week. You would be better at the admin stuff, whereas they might be better at doing the phone calls, you know, maybe getting the deals, maybe doing, you know, talking to the clients, talking to the tenants.
Yeah.
You might be a hothead. So if the tenants, you know, get on your nerves, you might respond in a way.
Yeah. That's
a great point.
That's a really good point.
That's a great point.
I want an example from today.
I got one as well, I got one as well,
There's a lot of different elements to it that can cause things to have a bit of friction. So I say always look at your strengths and how you can both work together, basically, or how you can all work together. Not everyone, like, if it's more than one person, not everyone's going to be needed for every task.
Exactly.
And everyone might want to be, because they put their money down.
I want to be involved everywhere.
But you may not be useful, because other people might be more experienced, or they might have, you know, just more time on their hands, or they just might be better than you at a certain task. So sometimes just knowing where you fit into this puzzle, you fit into this mold.
No, literally, I could just basically echo a lot of things you're saying. I think definitely finding people, I think you've always said it, but, like, you need to make sure the person you're getting into deal with, like, you definitely have, I mean, family's the best, because you know they're not getting anywhere. You know what I'm trying to say?
I like.
But you want to have, like, someone that's there long term, like you have a strong friendship or a really strong relationship with that person, and they've got like a good temperament as well. Because obviously, when you're doing property deals, there's things that can go wrong in it. So if you've not got someone that's calm when it comes to these things, or can't rationalize a lot of things happening or panicking, then they're gonna basically just be scared, and then you're gonna have to spend your time now managing that emotions rather than doing the deal. So I reckon I would say most of my experience has been fine. They've always worked out at the end, but in between, even with us, whether it's be the business side or the property side, there's always going to be times where
that's true.
You might feel away, but there's always a level of temperament, like the respect on each other people's names, and I say. So it's just like no matter what, the friendship or the family aspect it comes before the money. And I think anyone that can do that, I think then we're in a good foundation to then do stuff together. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, definitely not easy. But again, it's all about the idea of like being able to do more. You know what I'm saying? Without all these connections, obviously, when we're talking now, I'm like, oh yeah, it's true actually. That person did that, and then that person did that. It's all friends and family, and like if it wasn't for them, then you wouldn't have a portfolio now. You know what I mean? So it's like actually, without them, it makes sense.
I think another thing while you were talking that just came to my mind as well is, do you have the same goal in mind? Obviously, let's say you both buy a property today, someone might have an idea that in 2 years' time I want to sell it. And someone might say, nah, I want
generational wealth.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
And you know what I mean? Things might happen where one person needs money and they might want to sell and they didn't want to at the start, but do you have contracts in place? Like, have you guys had that conversation where you will understand if it ever got to that, you have a way to exit? Like, that you need to consider.
That's so key.
When things go wrong. Because when things are going well, trust me, you won't even think about it.
No, you won't.
It's all smooth sailing. But it's what you need to think about when things don't go well that you need to have in place. You need to have stuff in place for those moments.
Yeah, I think it just goes back to the foundation of like, let's say you want to invest in a group, like it's rather than, I'm excited, let's buy a house. You got the money, let's go. It's more, I'm excited, let's buy a house. However, let's have something in place now that we're happy. We can look each other in the eye. What happens if X, Y, Z? If you want to quit, okay, you have to sell your shares to me. Okay, how much are you going to say, how much is it going to be worth? Is it the market?
It's awkward, but
surveying. It's awkward, but it's like, trust me, when things are going well, you don't think, but it's so important to have things on paper, because God forbid, anything can happen to anyone. Like verbal contracts, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Like, have it in place. Like, no, but legit, when I even say a bit morbid, but when I say anything can happen, God forbid, anyone can die at any point. And then who you look like, oh yeah, but Ken did know. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So, so it's one of them ones, man. You just need to make sure you have the foundation on point beforehand.
How did you guys go about building that foundation, that community? I know it was natural because I think you two went to the same school.
I think the mutual respect is the first thing. Like, do you have respect for your business partners? Because if not, you'll just overlook what they want to do your own thing. You won't respect their ideas, their plans.
That's true.
And like what they're bringing to the table, you won't really respect either. So I think, like I said earlier, mutual respect is needed. You need to have someone who you respect, who's coming to actually contribute something as well.
I think roles and responsibility as well. Again, just doubling down on that. It's so important to know who's meant to do what. Obviously, new things will come up, and then, but again, there needs to be, when that new thing comes up, okay, let's talk about it. Don't assume this person's going to sort it out. Like, let's have a conversation. Who's sorting this out, by the way? But beforehand, you would know roles and responsibility. This person is going to be doing that, and this person's going to be doing that, and I think that helps, man.
Yeah, because I think even at the start, just to give an actual example. When we were doing phone calls to actually get our first deals, like we said, okay, I'm going to call all of these numbers. You call all of these ones, just so that we're not doing the same numbers, we're not overlapping. And then we'll write down like reports on each one, chat to each other afterwards. Okay, what did this one say? Okay, what did that one say?
I saw, man.
So I think, things like that where you actually have roles and you don't overlap with your roles so that it don't get confusing. That was important at the start as well. So everyone knew what they were doing.
Yeah, literally same thing as in a temperament, man. Like, now I'm so much more selective, and I understand like who I'm working with now. Do you know what I'm saying? Rather before, it's just like, I've got a deal, do you want to work on it? You know what I mean? All across my business, from even the sourcing to this, or management. Like, if I'm gonna work with you, I want to know that we have a level of understanding about investing, number one, like the foundations of investing, because that's another thing. You could be with someone and it's like, the expectation of what investing looks like is different to yours. So you understand that, you know, that your tenant might move mad sometimes or might pay their rent slightly late.
Yeah.
So you might put things in place, a payment plan or things like that, but they might be thinking,
where's the money?
yeah, like they're moving ragged. And I understand that as well, because if that's your experience with maybe any property you've done before or your first property, you're just, you know, thinking like that. But people that are experienced in it, they know things can go left, things can go right. But ultimately, if you're solution orientated and you got, you know, plan A, plan B, plan C, then you're always able to figure it out. It's just gonna maybe take a bit of workaround. So just being around people that can allow you that can work in that manner, for me, is very important. And I've been lucky enough to have a lot of people like that. And I think, for those moving forward, that's just very key for me. Like, just working with people like that. So yeah.
That's key, man. That's key. So I guess, but again, just to kind of summarize, I think the most important thing is just, again, the fact that when you work in a group, you can just tap into different people's like
skill set,
man. Skill set, like you already said it anyway. Hothead, someone's calm. Like it's very key, man.
It's funny because I won't mention names, but there's okay. So let's say I'm managing somewhere, and then you've got the owner of the house, and he obviously chats to so we're all in the same sort of like WhatsApp group. So obviously I deal with the tenants, but sometimes he chimes in and he's like a general. So he will just send like one voice note. Guys, somebody left this in the kitchen. I'm sick and tired. I'm going to come to the house. And like, that's how he talks to it. Whereas I might just have to say, hey, maybe ease up. Like this, maybe do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it is funny as well. Like it can get like that where the people you work with, someone might have a different temperament to you. So you might be better suited to the tenants. They might be better suited to getting stuff done in other areas. Basically, it's just how it goes. Yeah.
So collaboratively, how many projects do you think you guys have worked on with other people, with each other?
So
For me personally, 100% of mine have been collaborative. Just because, it's always been easier just to partner up in all cases, just to get the goal done, just to get the thing over the line.
I think obviously within the three of us, I think just based on my knowledge, we've probably done about 20 all across the board collaboratively, and that probably works out as probably about, for me, I guess 50, probably similar to you as well. But about 50% of the deals are done. I kind of like that as well. So and pros and cons on both ends. But of course.
So guys, welcome back. We're going to be speaking about our SMIT program. We've been getting a lot of messages coming in the DMs, just life in general. The cost of living crisis is killing us, isn't it? So we've been getting a lot of DMs about how people can get on the property ladder with their friends or their family, or just like-minded people like themselves, because it's getting more expensive to buy a property yourself. And as a young person myself, my first property that I'm gonna get within a year will be with my sister, because you know you can only trust your family more than you can trust anybody else, and two pockets are better than one. So, to the question to the guys, we just wanted to speak about the SMIT program, how people can get involved, what the SMIT program is, and let's just have an open discussion.
Yeah, so SMIT obviously stands for Strategically Making Investments Together.
That's it,
Yeah, and it's a program that allows us to work with people who may not have enough funds to buy a property by themselves, but that have friends and family around them that they want to work with, that they can, buy a property with. But obviously there's a lot of question marks around, how do we get set up? Who can we speak to? Who's the best accountant? Who's the best solicitors, brokers? So we kind of just consolidate that into a program where we're saying, look, come to us. We will work with you to kind of identify your investment goals and strategically plan that out. And then you can work with us to have the team built, basically tap into our power team to allow you to then start growing your portfolio. So we will help you from the beginning stages of setting up to finding the property, all the way to project management or managing it, in-house. So again, these are all things that we're already doing for our clients and for ourselves, which just allows us to kind of work with people practically and to help them. Yeah, and that's it. And for those, obviously, it's not just for those that want to invest with their friends and family. Obviously, if they want to invest with us or they're looking for fixed returns as well, there's an option for those people as well. So again, just helping to basically supporting people in meeting their investment goals, basically. And I think it's for me, I'm looking at the way the world is, the market's moving. Yeah, I feel like the best way to continually be able to invest in property is to look at it collaboratively. So yeah, that's why we're bringing it to the table. Yeah.
Essentially, we wanted to create a one-stop shop for people to enter the property world and get everything they needed out of it and optimize their investment and their profits to the maximum. Because like we a lot of people come to us and they never really know where to start. So
that's a big
we wanted
thing.
to create a starting point and an end point for you. And the most important thing that we hope people get out of this is the spirit of ownership, especially in our community, right? Like, you want to walk down the street and know that people that look like you, people that know you own properties on that street, and it's very difficult to be able to attain a property by yourself. So being able to collaborate with people, up to 5 people, to be able to purchase one property, then hopefully purchase more, and then pass that knowledge on down generations. You're building generational wealth. So yeah, this is the spirit and the community we wanted to create with the SMIT. And yeah, there'll be applications for the SMIT program. We can't just accept everybody, unfortunately.
No, speaking on that though, like, I was gonna ask you, because I know there's gonna be people listening in and they're gonna be wondering, is it for me? Do I qualify? Am I the right fit for it? So who do you think, what kind of people do you think are the ideal fit for the program?
So we're looking for team players, people that understand what it means to play a position on a team, people that want to work with other people. They don't want to think in an individualistic or in the hyper-independent mentality. They want to share their wealth with people and they want to have fun with investing. We're also looking for people that are, you don't have to be an expert in investing, but we want you to have an eagerness to learn about the basics of investing and not to just see investing as like a magic, or to see property just as a magic vehicle to wealth. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of hours.
100.
To attain a lot of wealth and a massive wealth in property. So we want people that have a realistic mindset and approach to property and want to partner with us as well. People that want to learn, build a community and network.
I think I've seen as well, like, for a lot of people, we've done an event the other day with WCAN. Shouts to WCAN. That was a really good event. That was a really good event. We did with them. Really good collab. You go around the room, you speak to a lot of people, and you realize that a lot of young people, especially, they have got great jobs. You know what I mean? They've got good jobs. They've got stable income. It's just that back in the day, you used to have that figure in your head, like 20 to 30k. That's what you can use to get a property. Well, number one, that's still achievable. But those areas are shifted. Those areas are shifted, and they continue to shift. And there will be a time where, it's not gonna mean you can get anything anymore. Do you know what I mean? So I think in order to kind of practically allow people to still build a portfolio without overstretching themselves, I think is the key, is that we're saying, cool, like, you've got 3 friends with 10k, why don't you get a property now in let's say in an area like Liverpool, Greater Manchester or something, and why don't you guys aim to buy a property within that company now every 12 to 18 months, which is very practical. And yes, in the first 2 deals, you're not going to be making anything crazy, but that discipline, that sort of structure, that almost, and you don't have to change the lifestyle too much as well to achieve it. After, in 10 years' time, you might be looking at a property portfolio of 10 properties, for example. And again, it would have been built gradually, and things are always better when they're done gradually and slowly.
We know.
We know.
No quick money.
No quick money, man. No quick money. And this is a long-term game. So I think that will obviously play out in different ways. You're going to have people that come together and say, look, I've got 50k, he's got 50k, he's got 100k. Okay, now you can play at a different level. Do you know what I mean? But for those even at the middle level or the lower level, there's still going to be a way that we can help you practically build out your steps. So, you know what I mean? So I think it's a good thing.
And also, just to add to that, like, that you were saying that there's a lot of people who have decent jobs. You know what I mean, but practically speaking, let's say, you know, that figure that they've got for their house is closer to 50k now. It just is what it is. Even with their decent job, it's going to take them a few years to save up that amount. So, and even the amount will have changed by the time they're ready to
Exactly.
Exactly. So it's not just about like, it helps you get in basically with the money you've got, because you may be able to afford it, but it's not that you just don't have the money to actually drop that fat lump sum at the start. So yeah, this helps people in those kind of like who earn decent amount, who want to start now, and who don't want to wait 3 years to actually get started. Basically.
Exactly.
Said,
Exactly.
I hear that.
And I think the main thing as well is that we're looking at it like, we're making it practical. So, you know, even with the way that we're adopting, there's a platform we're going to be using to kind of highlight, you know, basically a back end to kind of show how your investment's doing and what's going on. And I think for a lot of people, a big conversation is, I earn pretty good. I don't necessarily need the cash flow, you know what I mean, from the property. A lot of them are like, I earn 50, 60, 70k plus. For me, it's about just ownership, owning something that I know is going up in value, that's some security.
Tangible.
It's tangible, exactly, stuff like that. So if they can use this as a vehicle to use some of their savings and not have to, you know, completely wipe out their savings to do this, and they know that every year or every few years I'm actually growing a portfolio, then they know it's going to be a good thing. Like, I think there's a whole conspiracy theory about banks wanting to buy all the property right now. I don't know how true that is, but it's making end of the day, it's getting harder and harder to acquire property. So this is just a way for us to say, look, the market is still in a place where it's good. You can still get good returns from the market. You may not want to go in it by yourself just because you might feel like you're overstretching yourself. Now you're having to pay for 3-4 mortgages. You know what I mean? You got less flexibility. So, but with this way, you can grow your portfolio a bit more practically, a bit more slower, and it can be a lot more fun. Like we said, always working with my friends and family is always different because it's like you can share in the highs and the lows of it. And we're not saying you're going to do this and it's going to be perfect. We're saying that it's going to make things easier because, let's say, for example, one key gem that we've always had is that there's free incomes. You know what I mean? So if we're acquiring a property, for, let's say the mortgage, for example, cost, it's among 3 of us that have to pay it. You know what I mean? Or any build cost, it's divided by 3 again. So every month you might see it as that, you earn, let's say, 3k by yourself, but as a collective you might be making 12k. Now you're a business. Now you can approach business and growing a portfolio a lot differently. As long as the temperament's there, then I think that's why Smith, for me, I feel like it's something that the market wanted, that the people wanted, and we're just kind of making it for them, making it easier for them. And there's a lot of nuances that we understand in property that we overlook. You know what I mean? And a lot of great team members we have as well, like our solicitor. Shout out to David Sodimu, you know what I mean? Shout out to Seb, the mortgage guy, you know what I mean? All these people are like crazy gems, you know what I mean? And they prioritize us, but also prioritize anyone we work with. So we want to like people to dive into that. Same with our build team, stuff like that. So I feel like it's going to help people grow a portfolio in the right way for the next few years based on what's happening. So
I think you probably didn't mention as well, there's a crowdfunding platform that will probably be working with this through, right?
Yeah. So potentially, so for those that are going to be coming with friends and family, we'll just be working with them to set up their SPV separately. But for those that want to either invest with us through fixed returns or through
different people,
the platform, then we may be utilizing the crowdfunding platform that just allows us to just, again, not have to control the money side. So it's just for compliance purposes, allows us to kind of use that platform to leverage it so that everyone can be transparent about the way we're investing the money and things like that. So that's for those that want to invest with us. There's also those that want to invest and get fixed returns, and then obviously there's those that want to just set up their own friends and family sort of portfolio, and then we'll be working with them separately to set up everything on their end.
Cool. So on a practical level, let's say someone's listening now and wants to get involved. What's the next steps?
So next steps for someone that wants to get involved, you can just drop us a DM or email us at the Property Strat page, info@propertystrat.co.uk. Express your interest, and we'll get back to you. We'll send you a questionnaire. Once that's filled out, we'll just have a call just to catch the vibe, see what your motivations are, and then we could get started with yourself and your friends and your family. and then we could start building generational wealth together.
Yeah. There's a landing page as well. So the landing page is going to be in the link, and it'll be in the bio. There'll be a link in the bio. So once you fill that in, then as Michael said, you get an application to fill in. Once you fill in the application, then there'll be a screening process. So we'll be talking to everyone, like you said, seeing, and it's not a matter of like, we won't want to work with you, but it just might not be a good fit for the program. So ideally we're looking for people that are motivated, that have the same kind of like-minded thinking. They have obviously a certain amount saved. They have clear goals for what they want to achieve, and they feel like this is the best they want to do it. They want to outsource that,
Process.
That process of, setting up, finding a property, managing it. They all want to sort all that out. So it's not going to be for everybody, but for those that are interested, obviously express your interest. We'll hop on a call. We're happy to obviously help in whatever way we can. So if it's not the right thing, we'll direct you to where it is. But yeah, if it's a good fit, then we'll get the ball rolling, and then
And by the way, this is something we're already doing with a lot of investors already.
Yep.
So this is just we're bringing it out to everybody now, and kind of promoting it, and seeing how other people who might have not heard about it or tapped into it, how can they bring it in with their own family as well. So,
Exactly.
Cool. I think that's it. Been a good episode. Informative. So welcome back.
Good to have you back as well, bro.
Till I guess the next time, innit? Stay blessed.
Stay invested.
Peace out.
Peace.